Welcome back to Undiagnosed Baddie, my daily 10-minute podcast where I just talk to you about whatever is going on my mind. Now, I just want to say I have been getting some backlash from people from a few of my posts in regard to people dying and you not having to deal with or say anything nice about people dying. And use some topics I post on all platforms. And I am noticing people are very indoctrinated. They are very conditioned to, well, that's an elder or they did this when it comes to someone dying. Now, I put those out for twofers because I still want to draw attention to my page for the fact that I do a lot of death education. Hello. And I also want to break the taboo of a lot of things that is surrounding death. If you didn't know, I do have a workshop entitled Telling Your Own Story. There's a lot more words to it, but the bottom line is telling your own story. That's where I come to you, family members, or whenever I just host one regularly, and we write your own funeral program up from start to finish, including the eulogy, the obituary, and everything in between. Okay? If that's something that you want to do, do it. I can do one-on-ones with you if you want to. I can do one-on-ones with almost every workshop that I put out, just putting that out there. Just reach out to me. My email address is in the bio of every single platform that you can come across for me. Now, when it comes to telling your own story, the reason why I thought that was such a great workshop to have, it could be done, shameless plug, family reunions. Hello, that season's coming up. But when someone dies, it's why would I let my family tell my story? These are the things that were important to me. These are the things that are important to me. Oh my goodness. And on top of that, I feel like there are monumental or very important things that happened in my life where people may not deem them as important in their mind, right? So a lot of people, I tell people I'm a mortician, blah, 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 but it doesn't register to them because I did not go through the entire graduation process, grief, and stuff like that. So it still doesn't register to them. Also, they see me, oh, blondie this, nails that, da, da, da. And they don't think that I know uh, know my craft, know my skill, and know the things. Why don't I work in a funeral home? Several reasons. One, after I got sick, I didn't have the, I guess you can say, strength. It is literally the strength to be able to complete the tasks in the funeral home that I like to do, which is preparing the body. Now, if you work at a older funeral home, you have manual machines that help you. Newer funeral homes, you can do press buttons or whatever, but it takes a lot of strength physically to be able to care, dress, wash, prepare the deceased. Now, I also found my own lane, and there's a disconnect from the funeral home and cemetery to the families. There's a disconnect of knowledge. There's a disconnect of what happens next, what's going on. So at one point, I did want my own funeral home where I could embalm. Do I still want my own funeral home? Yes, but not the same way. We can outsource the embalming and bring it in as far as services. I believe that end of life services should not be one size fits all. I have mentioned before, I am ordained, and just because I'm ordained doesn't mean that I have to be in control of everything going on and being the one to deliver the eulogy. However, with that being said, oh my goodness, my battery's dying. If someone is late, okay, I can't plug it in because the mic is in. But if someone is late or someone needs me and doesn't know who to reach out to, I can do that. I can do weddings too. I do want to do weddings. I want to get like 5 weddings under my belt this year, but it's hard Um, excuse me, to start when you have no reviews, right? So I've offered my services to people. I'd be like, you want me to do it? I'll do it for free. But excuse me, y'all, I have allergies in the wintertime, and it's crazy to me. Like, everything itches. And this is something I developed as an adult. Like, this is crazy to me. The way your body changes, literally, what? Your cells become new every 7 years or something. So your body is changing every 7 years. Even though you're aging, your body is changing. And that's where people's allergies develop from, and all kinds of things. It's very interesting. The body is very interesting. But going back to what I was saying, I do want to do a couple weddings. But what I found in the gap between the funeral home and the people is the lack of caring. What do you do with the families after you take their money, have a service, and go bury them? In my opinion, with my funeral home, not even in my opinion, what I'm going to do with mine, and I'm saying it, so if it happens, it happens. Listen, side note, pin that. The reason why there's a water crematory machine in Baltimore is because of me. Joseph Brown showed his ass in his, I've never talked about that. Joseph Brown showed his ass in the funeral home towards me that I worked in, showed his whole ass. He's not a great person to work for. Genius fucking man. Horrible business owner. And we had a conversation one day, and he likes to pick the brains of people and then go do it because he has the capital to do it, the resources to do it. And that's why there's one in Baltimore. But without the person who knows how to fucking do it, market it to the crowd, you gotta think, the people in Baltimore can barely pay for a funeral, no shade, no tea, right? How are you going to bring $1 million machine into the city and expect them to pay the prices that you pinpointed at when they don't want to pay $900 for a cremation? Because you don't have the skilled worker there, which was me, you're not going to be able to sell the way you could sell. You're not going to be able to do the things that you could do. I said that he would not have the success that he wishes to have because the way he, baby, that nigga cussed me out something serious. Something horrible. Not a great work environment. He's firing this person, bringing them back. Firing that person, bringing them back. He's a very emotional individual. This is not alleged. This is my experience. This is documented. And that's why, another reason why I learned that there was a gap from the funeral home to the people. And so I'm here to fill that gap. What happens? You start to have grief counselors on site. There's certain what's the word I'm looking for? There's certain individual details that you pay to one funeral is not one size fits all. And the way people grieve and the way people are acknowledged after a death needs to not be perfected, but it needs to be not studied. It needs to be cared about more. Cared about is not a strong enough word for me in this instance, but people need to grief will change you. People don't always come back from grief. People don't always come back. People can't bounce back. People have committed suicide and other atrocities due to grief, baby. Grief is ugly. You gotta sit in it. And I'm here to help my people. So oftentimes when I do that,